Looks like I'm streaming on 3 out of 4 channels. That ain't bad. YouTube works. Facebook is saying it's not really sending, so is Twitch. Too late now. No time to fix that now. Somebody was telling me that the Twitch channel was a little messed up, but I guess maybe Facebook and Twitch are both doing weirdness. Hey, Eva, how's it going? How's everybody doing? It's the Saturday night stream. It is. Waiting for this thing to tell me that I'm live everywhere, but I guess maybe something's a little weird with a couple of these channels. Doesn't matter. Hey Ethel, how's it going? Worked on this just a little bit today. I wanted to make it, you know, a little bit more fun. So Nosferatu at the fair, he's had a long day, and he fell asleep on the carousel. So here we go. YouTube is not up yet. YouTube's the only one that it says is really online. So maybe there's a delay or something on YouTube. I believe we said that before, that YouTube wasn't online, and then it popped up. I hope it's online, because a lot of times people come to YouTube to watch. Back up, okay, cool. Hope everybody's had a good week. I'm feeling a tiny bit under the weather today. I think it's probably just from breathing air conditioner air. My face feels a little, my face is a little grumpy. Is that a thing? But yeah, all right. So I don't know exactly where to start here. I gotta start making some moves. Trying to figure out what would make the biggest impact right now. I guess I could put these lights in. These lights are going to take a while. So I almost feel like maybe I shouldn't spend a ton of time working on those, but they're fun. They're a little tedious, or they might seem a little tedious. I haven't quite figured out the pattern for these either. Just going to turn them off for a minute. Anybody do anything fun this week? Maybe I'll live vicariously through you. Oh, I did something fun this week. I watched... What was that? That was weird. Oh my gosh. Get it together. Get it together, Dan. Snowbalk water ice. Water ice. He's definitely had a lot of water ice today. This seems a little weird, but I don't care. Dude, I'm so ready to for things to start getting a little bit back to normal. I'm just like exhausted. I'm exhausted from what seems like an endless parade of just madness. It's exhausting, right? Snow cones, yeah. He's definitely partaken in some snow cones. And some, like I said, Italian water ice. Yowza. What's happening here? Trying to get some form back on this tracksuit he's got on. His weekend leisure. Everything's kind of blending together in the dark right now. Water ice. That's right, Kimberly. Water ice. Cherry likes the cherry water ice the best. I can see that. I see. Yeah, I was trying to surf this fine line of like making him look like Nosferatu, but not. But I don't know. I was like, man, I gotta do something with this to make it just better. I had him like smiling like a goon for a while. I thought that was a little too cheesy. Finally, I realized, dude, he's probably just asleep. a little kid would be. All right, I gotta figure something out here. Because I don't want to make them like super cheesy, or what I would consider cheesy, but I also don't want to. I don't want them to be like so scary. I was thinking about something today, or it actually came up today on a podcast I was listening to. Somebody said this term, the exception that proves the rule. This is the term that somebody was saying, and I just, I hate that term. That's like a phrase that doesn't have any meaning. That doesn't mean anything. The exception that proves the rule. It's just like something somebody says to get you to stop talking. Like when you prove them wrong on something or something. I don't know. Can somebody explain to me in real logical terms how that saying can be true in real life? The exception that proves the rule. I must be missing something important about that. Is that just something some people say because they want to win arguments? It really drives me crazy. So somebody please tell me why that's a thing that people say. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that's not real. Next time somebody says that to me, I'm going to call them on it. And explain what that means. I think you're full of it. All right, let's draw some faces on these horses. Some painted faces on these horses. I mean, I can see how there could be exceptions to rules. That's a real thing. But an exception that proves the rule. I mean, I even tried to, I didn't try hard, but I even looked it up. And I didn't get a satisfying answer. Is this fun thing to talk about on stream? I think it might be going crazy, you guys. Okay, my aunt posted on mental floss says the exception that proves the rule indicates a deviation from the norm, a challenge to the stereotype. That's just more gibberish. Like when somebody says when somebody brings something up and someone else says that, oh well, that's just the exception that proves the rule. I think they think that they're saying something that means something, right? Like, I just won this debate. Even though there's an exception to this, that is the exception that proves the rule. In other words, by even saying that, you've proven that I'm right. And, like, I just ain't buying it, man. And thank you for looking that up, Eva, but I'm still not convinced that that phrase is worth being a phrase. Go ahead and say that I'm gonna disqualify that as a thing that people can say. I just imagine somebody like just saying that. Whoa, oh, it's the exception that proves the rule. No. Now I'm just half joshing around. I don't really care that much. Maybe somebody somewhere understands it. Sounds to me like smoke being blown. That's all I got. That's the only subject I have to talk about tonight. It's like my Andy Rooney style rant against a phrase that nobody even really uses anymore, do they? That's like probably like old timey. I'm real mad at it. Super mad. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's like my aunt is still humoring me that I'm still talking about this. Yeah, it's like I said, it's not that I don't that I have a problem with rules having exceptions. I mean, I'm not a big fan of rules in general. It's not that. It's just it just reminds. It just seems like a group of words that are put together because they sound good, and people say them without even knowing what they mean. And I would even go as far as to say they don't even have a meaning. Been watching a lot of documentaries lately. Because, you know, not going to a lot of social gatherings right now. I watched this one on, what was it, Amazon Prime, called The Last Narc. That one was pretty good. I always it doesn't matter what the documentary is. I always get into it, even if it's something that I think that I'm not going to find interesting. I always just get sucked into it. It's probably what makes a good documentary. I don't really know of any documentaries that I've ever seen that I didn't get sucked into, but this one was pretty good, especially if there's that Netflix show called Narcos, and it's in its third or fourth season or something, but the first two seasons were about Pablo Escobar, and then that story kind of wrapped up, and then they switched to the cartel, the beginnings of the Mexican cartels in the 70s, and they tell this story of the history of one of the cartels in dramatized form. Hey Seth, how's it going? I am live on Facebook. It looks like I've got two Facebooks. One is my Facebook page, and one is my personal Facebook. And if you guys go to my art page, whatever one you're on right now, you can look up my art page, and it's on there. I can't really do anything if Facebook is messed up right now. So whichever one you're on, go to the other one, or you could go to YouTube. And hello, Seth. How are you? So anyway, yeah, The Last Narc. It tells the true story, a different perspective, and the true story of that most recent or last season of that show, Narcos, on Netflix. It tells the true story of it, and it adds a lot to it. It flips the script a little bit on that story. So it's pretty cool. Eva, are you on my art page or my personal page? It's hard for me to troubleshoot. I get, run tech support on the stream. I'll try my best. Are you on my art page or my personal page? Okay, so Seth, there's a page. Hello, Kim. Yeah, the art page. I just, Seth, if you can still hear me, I just posted a link to my art page. How are you doing, Kim? Yeah, yeah. It is the art page. Yes, yes. Dude, these colors are getting out of control. They're definitely getting toned down. Also watched Hard Target this week with my friends. This Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Hard Target, directed by John Woo. I don't want to spoil anything about the movie, but you should watch it. And there's one scene in that movie that I'm still thinking about. And possibly will think about for the rest of my life. I'm not taking it out forever, Eva. My aunt is asking me why I take out the light. I'm not taking it out forever. I'm just trying to re-simplify this, and then I'll build it back up. I mean, when I put those lights in, they're still there. I just covered them up briefly because they're bothering me right now. Like, I'm just trying to simplify this for just real quick so I can get these colors out under control. So yeah, I'm gonna bring those back. Last week I started putting patterns of neon lights in, and I'm not sure if they should stay this way or not. Just there's like too much detail too quick going on, and that bothers me sometimes. feels really good to just throw stuff away sometimes. Like I was talking about this before, but it's like one of the things that kind of messes me up about this process of rendering stuff in 3D before I bring it in and start painting over it is that when it comes in, certain parts of it are too done. I mean, I like to work a painting up from very big blobs to smaller and smaller details. I mean, I think it's just that's how most painters, some of painting happens. So sometimes it's like weird because you bring this in and it's like, it's hard to explain. It's like finished in a lot of ways because of all the rendering and stuff that you get when you 3D render it. And like, it starts feeling like too much to manage too early. Like you get scared, you don't want to mess it up. And so you get robbed of like this really fun part of the painting where you don't care if you mess up because you're just doing the big shapes. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I just decided like, I don't care if I mess it up. I need to get some big moves in here. Kind of break it down so I can build it back up. I know it might sound like I'm just saying a bunch of words, but it's kind of makes sense to me at least. I would have see like doesn't make. Actually, it is. It's the exception to the rule. It's the exception that proves the rule, if you think about it. Everything's way pink, ain't it? So what if this whole shit's lit up? At least you can tell that it's there now. I don't know if it should be big and yellow. I think that would be kind of cool. Maybe this thing's lit up in the middle too. It's got like lights going around it. Like that. Wild horses. Starting to dislike this duck a little bit. I'm starting to resent this duck. Become very resentful of this duck. What's it doing here? Why is it getting in my way? What's up with its beak? Does it belong here? It's a good question. Oh man, you know what I did? I got rid of his... He got his face painted today. And also, I had something else that I'll just redraw it. Yeah, it's got a balloon animal hat. Oh boy. Is that too far? Is that a bridge too far? I'm not sure. This is kind of a goofy painting, isn't it? I might have to turn it. I might have to turn his tracksuit back into a Nosferatu suit. I'm not sure why he's got a tracksuit on anymore. I think I might be overthinking it too. Here's what I got. Here's what has to happen right here. What happened? Why do I always do stuff like this? Too many layers. What did I do? I'm getting rid of every single layer that I'm not using. Except that one. Just trying to blend in with the crowd. I don't know, I think everybody's, I don't know what he's trying to do. Kitty holster and a cowboy hat, maybe. I really wanted to forget it. Forget it. Here's all this stuff. So like all this stuff is like getting a little bit cumbersome. Kimberly, if you're still there, have you watched The Last Narc on Netflix? Is it Netflix or Amazon Prime? Might be Amazon Prime. Do you watch that show Narcos on Netflix? If so, it's kind of a I'd recommend it. I mean, it's only four episodes, so it's not like a huge commitment. It's about as long as a long movie. It's like 3 hours long, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, I was saying earlier. Yeah, I don't know. Time is, as you know, a flat circle. So I don't remember if you were here when when I told this whole story about it earlier. So I'm just gonna skip it. tell you about it another time. I don't know about this duck, man. I don't trust it. Maybe if it's popping at the bottom a little bit. Yeah, he's got little duck feet coming out the bottom. That's better. I don't know why Nosferatu insists on wearing such dark clothes, but we got to do something about it. Eva, I don't know if they're here. Heather and Seth, if you're here, Eva says hello. Trying to get some form into this figure here. With this bounce light coming up. It is weird that the stream isn't going to my personal Facebook page tonight. I also got a friend of mine told me that my Twitch has been acting weird too. Computers, see. It's like, what is this? This is something just dangling around back here. I don't even know what that is. He's wearing old man flip-flops, like I wear. Eventually, this is all going to come together. I need to know what this is, though. What is this? I don't know what it is, but it's getting out of my sights. Yeah, I guess it was his other foot. I'm gonna put that pic in later though. It was confusing me, and I just was done with it. Was done looking at it. This is one of these paintings that could take me a really long time. Really, Scott. That's why I need to simplify it. It is his other foot, but like it doesn't make any sense, you know? So. Eva, I'm gonna have to warn you against that kind of talk. This is a family-oriented stream. And also, it's not a family-oriented stream at all. A lot of my family's here. That does not make it a family-oriented stream. Don't want anybody getting the wrong ideas that I gotta be able to cuss and stuff, so I want to say it's family oriented. I think this is looking better. I think this is feels like it's moving forward, which is good. Simplified, which is important to me. Let's see, I guess the light would be kind of, or the shadows would be kind of warm. Feels like these poles are definitely competing with the foreground right now. Should be knocked further back. Bring it back out when we bring the light in. It's weird. It's like, I turn these on and then I turn them off and I'm like, that's like a relief, I know there needs to be some lights in here, but when I turn these on and then off and I'm suddenly relieved when they get turned off, it means that it's too much. Too much for this stage of the painting. These poles. What if they're black? Probably wouldn't work that well. They're gonna be darker though. Still another. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Okay. This is the horse's other leg that I completely didn't paint. So, yeah, another thing to watch out for, I guess, when I'm doing this 3D rendering process. Cool. That pulls the shape of this slipper out too. I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not sure if they'd let them on this ride with their slippers on, right? So that might be a plot hole in this whole Nosferatu rides the carousel story. We'll just say he knows somebody at the park, so they didn't give him any problems about it. This orange light, though, one of the things I love about painting is putting colors in, experimenting with color, and sometimes get surprised. Like this, I just put some greenish yellow in here into this blue horse at night, and it's like, why would there be greenish yellow there? But it adds something to it. I'm looking here, and it gives it like a texture, some sheen that I can clean up later. Gives it some kind of like realism. I think They usually have a strap like that. I don't know, that looks kind of cool. We will, oh, this is an overlay layer. I don't know, guys, I think I might flatten this down. Yowza. Let's see. Starts getting, what the hell? Starts getting tiresome to try and manage all these different layers. Might just be a little smitten with this, but I think it's looking okay. Man, I've got so many ideas for these lights. It almost feels like there are lights down here, disco lights all on the floor, and they're shining up, and then they're like shining on his face while he's sleeping, all over the horse, kind of like a Skateland type situation, skating rink type situation, disco carousel. I think I will do that. I think that's going to be kind of a tedious process for it's not going to be a fun process to watch. So I'm going to wait on that, but I think that's going to be like, I need to like kind of plan that a little bit better, and it's going to take some experimentation. So I'll do that on my own. At least get it to a point where I'm not just struggling with planning. All right. Let's see. Eva, your puns. Your puns are puns. Your jokes about Frankenstein and the Mummy. I don't know. Nosferatu is like earlier, isn't he? Not that it matters. I think he paid his own way in. He didn't need anybody to help him in. All his friends ditched him though, because I know why, but I'm not going to say it because it's a pun. He's got pink fingernails? No, thank you. Oh man, let's see. Did I flatten that? And oh man. Oh, the puns. The puns keep coming. She's not going to stop. Good for you. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me being grumpy about puns stop you. All right, here's what I got to do. I got to do this. Why is that? Oh, I know why. Crap. Not much I can do about that. His other hand somewhere? I don't know. I think I'm going to leave his other hand out. Maybe it could be somewhere. I can't tell what's real anymore and what's a pun. So, I mean, it's just getting too wild. Too wild on Saturday night over here with the monster puns. This song is also feels kind of like a CIA torture song. Let's see. Sorry, it's got to be almost over, right? It's been on for 45 minutes. One of these days I'm going to get these polls sorted out to the point where they meet all the criteria of looking like polls and looking like they're part of the ride, and also not blending in so much. I don't know, man. I keep getting all these ideas for lights to put on this thing, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty gaudy once it's done with. Looks like the left side of his shoulder's missing. Yeah. Left side of his shoulder. You're talking about over here. You want to see his other shoulder there. Maybe. Yeah, probably do need to provide some clue as to what's happening over here. At one point, this pose made sense. It still makes sense. It's just, yeah, just working on it. So I wanted it to be like he's leaning up against the, where it is, he's leaning up against this pole here. So, for some reason, as I paint in black, painting a different color. Probably not going to do much to it. I mean, he's kind of a skinny dude, so making his shoulders, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't want to figure it out right now, though. At the moment. But you're right. That's a good point. I don't think I noticed that because I've been looking at it for so long. But yeah, now that the pose has changed so much, it's... Yeah, just the hand of the left side. Let's do the old flipperoo test. Yeah, it's looking okay. It just needs... needs to be painted more. Needs more painting. I think it just needs a little bit of work on the values through here. I'll sort it out sooner or later. I think we've made a lot of progress tonight, though. I like the idea of having the light up floor on the carousel that's like throwing light up everywhere into here too. Like a laser show style thing. So probably do that. I like how this stuff is through here, through the horse. Yeah, I think it's coming along. I don't know. Do you guys want to see this next week too? This is the third week I've worked on it, I'm pretty sure. So I guess maybe I'll work on it a little bit this week and we'll finish it next week. So I couldn't help but notice that still nobody can tell me what the phrase "the exception that proves the rule" is, and since nobody could tell me what it means, I'm gonna declare definitively that it is a non-phrase. It's a nonsense phrase, and that's about it. You know, it's been declared, been decided. Maybe I could be convinced otherwise someday, but for today, it's good to put that to rest. The term is a nonsense. It's a nonsense term. All right, friendos, friends and loved ones. I will see you guys next week. Thanks for coming. Thanks to those of you that always show up. It's really awesome. Appreciate it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to paint. It's a lot of fun to paint this stuff and, just hear your thoughts and stuff. So, cool. All right. Love you guys. And enjoy the rest of your weekend and your week. And try not to let it all in, leave some of it out there. Good night.